recharges after that. Okay. The items that I'm looking at that I've worked with the auditors are, number one, analyzing various banking and investment and credit card processing services throughout the government. Apparently, various agencies, departments use different sources of banking and those types of services. It would seem to me that we could consolidate those and save some dollars. So the auditors are in the process of pulling that together. Many of you have heard me talk about P cards or purchase cards. They're like the city credit cards. We have about 150 of those in this government. Is Kelly O'Leary here by chance? The administration is looking at a way of a private company monitoring those credit cards and be able to give you real-time feedback on the appropriateness of that charge. And I'm going to get Kelly to update us on that and the possibility of reducing the number of cards in the government that are out there now. Number three, the utilization of city facilities, which include community centers, libraries, and or parks. I've asked the auditors to look at all those, what's being used, what is not being used, and to see if we can consolidate in any shape or fashion any of those entities, and that would include libraries as well. Number four, children's services. I think I mentioned this last time. We have children's services being provided in many areas throughout this government, and the auditors are in the process of pulling together where those are, how much money is being spent, and as I mentioned, we've got the Jacksonville Journey coming on board potentially, and we just want to make sure we're using those dollars efficiently. CIP, we're looking at items in the CIP where there's been no financial activity for, let's say, a year, and wondering whether those are closed out, whether they still need to continue, and the auditors will be pulling that information together. Number six, they will be looking at the growth of various departments within the city of Jacksonville, how they've grown as compared to population growth. That clearly would be information that would be useful to the Finance Committee as they begin their budget process. Number seven, the auditors will be looking at what we charge our independent authorities for services the city of Jacksonville provides to them, whether those charges are consistent with what we're paying for those services, just for us to take a look at that. So those are the first 7 items that are on the list that they're beginning to work on. I'm open to any suggestions from the council on any others that they would like to see considered going forward. Councilmember Carlucci.
All right, thank you. No, so I guess my just initial question, I don't have any thoughts to add to the list, but when we get all the information, what's kind of the next step? Is it this committee issues like recommendation or findings to the council, the finance committee? What's the kind of, road look like?
I would assume any recommendations that would require legislation would go through finance.
Understood.
There may be things that we can do that don't require legislation.
Okay, understood. So just for everyone's clarity out there, this committee itself basically has no authority other than making a recommendation to give to finance like a normal bill. So we're not going to be in here, changing all these things around. We're doing a search, finding what's inefficient, what potential savings or whatever, and then issuing that to the finance committee.
Like anything any committee does in this government, it's eventually got to be approved by the city council. So,
got it. Full understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure. The other Carlucci.
Let me go to Ms. Pittman, then I'll come over to you.
Ladies first.
Ms. Pittman. It's on, Ms. Pittman.
Is it on?
Yeah, the red light means it's on.
I just wanted to also ask, as you do this assessment or report, are there any input from staff in the department? Because there are the individuals that utilize the services and they utilize the cars. I just hate for us to kind of put our own spin on it without getting any input.
Well, in regard to the P card specifically, I mentioned Kelly O'Leary, the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for the government that is working on that plan, and I definitely want to bring her in.
Yeah, I'm also concerned.
I called Kelly out earlier. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and my other concern would be services, childcare services, parks and recreations, especially in older areas where a lot of our seniors utilize those services as well. So I just want to, if we're going to be thorough and complete, I just want to make sure that we get input from those people that utilize the services.
Ms. Pittman, all of us will see eventually whatever comes out of this.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Now, if you want to address the P card issue very quickly.
Through the chair, Kelly O'Leary, Deputy CAO. I guess we're looking at a third-party administrator, Dustin, in procurement, and myself at a potential pilot, and looking at streamlining the ability to see expenses come in real time. We're also looking at all of the individuals throughout city government that have a P card to see the justification and look at streamlining those individuals if we can, but not so as to disturb any of city's processes.
Thank you.
Kelly, please keep us posted on that. Thank you so much. Okay. Mr. Carlucci?
I think I know the answer, but I just want to make sure that we are working collaboratively with the administration as we look at different departments, and that they have a chance to give their perspectives, because that's what their bread and butter is. And so is that the idea?
Well, absolutely. The auditors, as typically with the council, are doing most of the work, and there we'd be working with the administration to gather all the information.
But I think we should also ask for feedback from the department heads before we, I just think that's my idea. That's how I think we should do it. But you're the chair, and that makes you the boss.
Well, clearly, the department heads will be involved in obtaining information and providing feedback. Any other comments? Mr. Peluso.
Thank you, Chair. As I mentioned in the first meeting, I'm still disgusted that we're even here. I'm disgusted by the circus this has created. Look at this room, the people in here now. We don't even have an agenda for this meeting. No agenda was even put out. So if this is how DOGE is going to start, then it's clear it's going to crash and burn, and I hope that it does.
As I said, there are no
Chair, listen, I did not.
If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here.
Well, let me, first off, if I may, sir, there's not a single Democrat on this committee of yours. So you're making sure that Democrats don't have a seat at the table when we have a Democratic mayor, you have members of your city council that are Democrats. You're turning this into a partisan issue, and it's evident. Why wouldn't you invite one individual from the Democratic Party on board with this? We are elected officials as well, and that should be remembered.
Thank you, Mr. Peluso.
And also, this could have been done in Finance Committee. I don't know why we created a special committee just for this.
Anyone else from the panel that wants to speak? Okay. Now we're going to go, I'm going to go to public comment. I have 25 cards here. Any of the people that are standing, there are chairs next door, and that video is working if you'd like to be able to sit. So if you'd rather stay in here, that's fine. When I call names, I'm not sure if the people are in here or they're next door, but we will wait to. I'm very capable of running this, okay? So my first speaker is Therese, Wakefield-Gamble, right here. Ma'am, you have 2 minutes.
Good morning, City Council. My name is Therese V. Wakefield-Gamble. I'm a born resident in District 9. I live in District 4, and I'm advocating for both. This DOGE committee is redundant. Mayor Deegan already have a 904 lien transparency board that the whole public can see how I take. And I truly believe that this is a personal vendetta to come back at Mayor Deegan because she's paying attention to districts, older districts, who have been paying taxes for years and their issues have been neglected and unaddressed. I appreciate Councilman Pittman earlier in the Finance Committee bringing that point out, as well as Councilman Peluso, but I agree with him. You can't form this committee and you don't have Democratic representation on it. That means everything that you all going to commit and pass is going to be for y'all partisan issues. Y'all already appointed $76,000 to TK Waters to pay for a fingerprinting machine that the whole city is against this whole policy that was proposed by another council member. We have all these issues that you talking about with the P card, this parks. Where was all of this when Mayor Curry was in office? Y'all didn't bring up none of this when he was in office.
Listen, I'm going to continue to demonstrate. That's the council rules. So please give her a chance.
So can I get my time back?
You can continue.
I appreciate it. I would like my time back because this is something serious. All of us in this room, we have a concern. We voted for you all. Y'all using our tax dollars. And a lot of the council members that are proposing this legislation don't even live in these districts that's going to have an impact. I want y'all to come move in the district and stay for 3 to 6 months and see what we have to deal with day to day. I may not live in my neighborhood I grew up in, but I sure visit it often because I don't like how I could live on one side of the town and it looks like a
Thank you, ma'am.
third world country. You took my time, on Councilman Salem. I need to get my time back.
Ma'am, your time.
You took my
Thank
time.
you.
So
Our next-
I'm encouraging y'all to vote no
Ma'am.
and shut this committee down.